a new person, a new woman. I wear pants now.
Okay. I
Well,
didn't know.
because you're always like, oh my God, just wear pants. I'm just
Well,
like,
I said that because a lot of times you'll like turn it off because you're not
yeah,
wearing.
I'm just really
You're recording
insecure.
in the nude, and like I can't have that.
No, I'm literally, I promise I'm not. It's like an all-in-one like thing, but
Okay, okay, no problem. What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Breaking Bells. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the amazing, the wonderful, the pantsful Holly.
the pants full.
what,
Yep,
what?
I've grown up a lot in the last few
You're a big
months.
kid now. You're a big kid now.
Yeah, for sure.
So Holly,
Yes,
you got a topic for us today.
I do. So, with Design Core coming out on, well, your channel and my channel and KO and Charlotte's channel, I wanted to ask you if you think that interior design is on the rise.
I'm not seeing it if it is.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, like, I enjoyed doing Design Core.
Yeah.
The week before, I did a speed build on, like, a game room study area in my house. As far as YouTube's concerned, and I'm using that as a litmus test just because of, like, that's usually where it is. The views are way down on them videos for me.
Yeah.
For me. They're not non-existent. They're there, and the comments are very positive.
Yeah.
I just think it's not there yet. I think it's
I
coming.
think it's very slowly, very gradually, but I think there will at some point be a big boom because we're so focused on the outside of our, well, in our island, really. We're just focused on what we're doing outside, and people love terraforming and love this and love that. But, like, honestly, designing a room has actually become one of my new favorite things to do. It's just a shame that it's not as out there because it's not outside, you know.
I think the thing is it's quicker. It's easier to do. So it's you get in there and you start to design. Me playing all the original Animal Crossing games, I loved decorating my house.
Yeah.
This game throws me off because I haven't done it yet. Like, I just started, you know, we did the kiddie arcade, or Kid Core arcade, we called it, the other day. And then, like I said, I did one area of mine. I'm like, I want to do more.
Yeah.
But I think where it's messing up my brain is there's not furniture series in here.
Yeah.
And look,
we're missing a lot.
Well, the thing is this. So the weird thing is number one, the house seems small. Meaning you get the big main room, you get the bigger upstairs, the bigger downstairs, but then the 3 rooms off of it are small.
Yeah.
Which means, because during Easter I ran into this problem. When you try to put out the furniture series like we're used to doing, where you put out the bed and the chair and the table and the end table and the clock, and it fills the room up completely to the point
there's
where
like no breathing space, is there?
Yes.
I noticed that. Yeah.
But the crazy thing is when I did it with the Easter items,
I
got a huge ranking. I got an S tier ranking.
Oh, really?
And I got all the items that I got. So it's like that's what they want, and they're still leaning that way, but they're not making you, because as crazy as it is, your home decor used to actually get scored, and they would actually tell you that it was so precise. They would know that, like, if you had,
like based on like feng shui, wasn't it? Like that was actually what was used.
But the thing too is, like, if you had a cabinet, right, and you had it backwards, and it was facing the wall, they would actually downgrade your points on that. Like, it knew when you were doing stuff that was not really legitimately like the way the
like functional.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm with you where I think I enjoy doing it, and I'm starting to now get back into that moment of like, this is fun. Again, I just don't think it's quite there yet.
Yeah, I think it might be a little while. before everyone's like, oh my goodness, you know, interior build, speed build, all of this. Like, I see so little of that on YouTube. Like, I was searching, and there are some, but there's not like any big creators that are like, hey, we're gonna do, you know, we're gonna do my room today, which I think also makes a difference, because everyone's focused on doing stuff on the outside. And don't get me wrong, all of the space, all of the different little silly things that we can do, like, I totally get it, but maybe sometime soon. But I am definitely enjoying like cramming lots of like bits of furniture in like these like little rooms. But I do think it is weird that they didn't let us choose where the rooms go, and where the entrances are. I just found that really, really strange, because what house, I know it's a game, I know animals talk, like whatever, but what house has like a huge room that you go into that isn't quite like laid out well enough with all the entrances to a point where you can put like a big kitchen in there, you know? I mean, people, because then you've got the door in the way, so if you use a corner, you've got the door in the way, and then you've got these 3 like tiny rooms that
I'll be honest with you, part of me feels I just think that we're going to get a big update later.
Yeah, I hope so.
Where he upgrades the house.
Yeah.
I think everybody wants an expansion on the storage.
Yeah.
And I would not
crazy. But I agree, but it's crazy how like in like New Leaf we had how many slots?
But that's because of the idea of like there's so many furniture variations now. Yeah.
And also crafting and materials and stuff like that.
It's a different ball game now comparing it to older games. Is a little off kilter.
It's kind of because they're so, you can't really always compare in every single way, I guess.
No.
I get that.
So for me, like, I look at this and I go, they're just not quite there yet. And I think that what you're going to wind up seeing is them going like, hey, here is an expansion to the storage.
Yeah.
And then Tom Nook going like, well, let's make your room. Do you want to make your rooms bigger?
Yeah.
And then I wouldn't care. I mean, this is the most expensive house we ever had. But I wouldn't mind paying him another 6 million bells to open up them rooms and make them bigger, you know?
I just want to be able to choose where the rooms are. Like, I don't want to have an entrance to a tiny room at the top. I want to put them to the side, you know? And I think the shapes, like the basement, okay, fine. But the bedroom is like such an odd shape, I feel, for a bedroom. Like, usually bedrooms aren't as like narrow that way. They're usually kind of a good rectangle, you know, but they do seem like thin.
What would be nice is if they would allow you to, like, here's a top-down view of your thing.
Yeah.
Where do you want to put your rooms?
Yeah, like slot them.
Because it would be kind of cool to have 2 doors on the right and there's 2 rooms off to the right.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And one, you know, and then you could maybe connect to those 2 as well. Like, it'd be nice if we could expand further with our houses and do some crazy stuff with it. Like, and then also the other thing too is like the exteriors in New Leaf were a lot more than we have in this one.
Oh, they were so cool. You could literally, if you wanted like mermaid princess outside, you could have that. If you wanted more of a like, you know, modern cool vibe, you could have that. Yeah, I loved those, and like how you could make the roof look different as well. And
you can make the roof look different in here, but it's not. It felt like there was more options.
Yeah, absolutely. There's like, you know, you could have like turrets or like, I don't know, you know what I mean, like different shapes and stuff.
And that's the thing. Like, I get. It's a shame I didn't think about it now, but I think that's kind of where I was going last week with Kato a little bit, was where I feel like there's just stuff missing that was already built into New Leaf that I wish was here. And and I honestly, I think the problem is the pandemic.
Yeah.
The pandemic, I think Nintendo had a slow roll process. Mm-hmm. But because of the pandemic, people's playtimes are astronomically through the roof.
Well,
and way off kilter.
The thing.
You know?
Yeah. They're like, completely like off the scale.
I think I'm pushing 800-900 hours now. But that's working. That's with working 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, there's people that have you got over thousands of hours. And that's because you weren't working for a long period of time and You know.
No, I am working.
I'm not talking now. I'm talking before when the pandemic first
started.
Oh,
I was gonna say because I worked all the way through. Like I've never been like taken off work or anything. But and I actually haven't played Animal Crossing during the day.
We've been down this.
Like I definitely I don't do that. But
you take your Animal Crossing breaks.
But if we didn't have the whole no one can go out and do anything and no one can do this, like I just feel like my hours would have been half. Probably
everybody that was like you look at people there was people like a month and a half in that were into the thousands.
That's so weird to me. That's so crazy.
If you got nothing to do
well, yeah, absolutely, yeah,
that's all you're gonna do. If you can't leave the house, you can't go to stores, you can't go shopping, you can't go to school, you can't of course you're gonna sock in a lot of hours,
for sure.
So I think that, but I think that's affected Nintendo's long-term strategy with this game.
Yeah, because they've had to kind of maybe cram it a bit more than like what maybe they would have.
Like I think that with the updates and everything, like if we weren't playing quite as much, I think in their minds they were like, hey, people play their normal hours. They know the data. They know what people played New Leaf. They can look at it and go like, hey, people played for about this time. Okay, so what do we need to bring them back in? Okay, so these majority of the people played for the first 3 months, then they started to get tired. Okay, so in 2.5 months, we need to make sure we have an update there that's big enough to make them continue on to the next part, and then the next part. But I think
quarterly.
But I think the problem is that like you don't bring them updates when you have a boatload of people playing thousands of hours. It throws off your schematics.
I completely agree, and I think it must have impacted them probably much bigger than maybe we even realized, because it's like the demand, I mean, Switches, games, like the demand for all of it, really, like the whole experience. Crazy. It's mad.
But to circle back to what you're saying, or the topic at hand, I think that it'll get there. I think that people just are still fixated with the outside.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't finished either island, so I
just think that too. You also have the fall season now, right?
Yeah.
So people are getting the mushroom furniture series, and they're getting the acorns and the pine cones, and it's got people messed up where they're just here's more decorating stuff to go with, and it's banging people around a little bit.
And it's like how the grass is changing and the trees are changing. I'm noticing that they are slightly getting browner. It's like, oh well, now I've started on my house, but actually I kind of need to go back and like convert a little bit. So yeah, for sure. Well, I think maybe in the next 6 months we'll see a boom with interiors.
Possibly. Especially in the dead of winter when it gets dead and it's just like, whatever. So, anyway, so that is all. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Breaking Bells. Remember, every Monday and Wednesday, it's on Holly's channel. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, my channel. That is all. I stroked out a little bit. Peace out, Preston.
Bye.